Hey guys, I'm Simon and welcome back to an architecture tour of Bioshock. We are in Hephaestus and this is, I guess, the power plant and the engineering core of Rapture. And you can see the wheels on the left and the right going already, so there's all sorts of machines and things as part of the decorative theme. And I say decorative theme instead of architecture because, architecture is, well, it is ornamentation, but it's also the layout of the buildings, and the function of the buildings as well. Whereas each level so far has had its own decorative theme. For example, the medical pavilion is medical, obviously, and the Neptune's Bounty is a fishing port, and Fort Frolic, which we were just in, was an entertainment place. And what else? There was Arcadia, which was like a forest, and the farmer's market. So each one had a decorative theme, but in terms of layout and in terms of the design of the spaces, well, they were mostly centered around gameplay, and interestingly, most of them were very much like shopping malls. Now, for some of them, that makes sense. The medical pavilion, with the commodification of genetic engineering in Rapture, the idea that medicine becomes a commodity, something that you buy, and then the hospital becomes more like a shopping mall. So that makes sense in a way. And of course, the farmers market is a market. That's pretty obvious. And also, Fort Frolic is a sort of like an entertainment place. So it's not a shopping mall as such, but still there's small shops coming out from large arcades. So interestingly, there's a lot of shopping malls in this game. I guess Arcadia is the exception. Anyway, we'll see what Hephaestus ends up being like, and keeping in mind that it is a power plant and the engineering core of Rapture. Now, I'm pretty sure as soon as I step forward, the game will start talking to us. There you go.
Watch yourself. Ryan's stirring. We best keep to our knitting. It's time to either run the table or go home empty. Ryan's got the genetic key to Rapture. We get that from him and we get out of this hellhole. We don't, then you and I are ghosts. Now would you kindly head to Ryan's office and kill the son of a bitch? It's time to finish this.
Would you kindly go to Ryan's office and kill him? Would you kindly...
I see Cohen's lost his touch, if you knew him when he used to believe in the work, in the struggle. And now, he rots in that Neverland, waiting for someone to come and tell him he still got it. I suppose that's why he let you live.
Would you kindly kill Andrew Ryan? Well, since he asked so politely, I guess I will. So we can see the pipes and then the gears and even the statues are holding giant gears. So, as I said, the decorative theme is all very industrial. Oh, look at this. We have a map. Austin Bathysphere Company has a timetable. Unfortunately, the textures are not detailed enough for me to read the words. See, they do kind of have a map, and you just wish that you could look out the window and see that laid out before you, to see the whole city laid out before you. Now, when we look out the window, we usually just see pretty much, just towers, and you don't actually see you see bits of a city, you see buildings that belong in a city, but you don't see the actual city. I don't know if that makes sense, but if you've been to a place where you can look down on the city, like I don't know, some cities have towers that you can go up and just look out, it's not just buildings, there's streets, there's certain patterns and then everything else. My money's a little low, but I can buy some of this stuff, I guess. Yeah, but you know, anyway, it's not a big deal. So, giant undersea volcanoes, and apparently they're quite tall as well. And this, wait a minute, that's out of scale. That must be out of scale. How far away is that walkway? Like, you see how big that walkway is? It should be one of these walkways. But at that distance, it seems out of scale. Anyway, Hephaestus, so we're still working with the Art Deco art style. Art Deco. But it's more massive. And I guess that comes along with the industrial idea. Looks pretty cool actually. Let's see, we can hear some splicers. Don't remember if I need to research these guys. Oh, the enemies are stronger as well. You see the electricity sparking from that guy. And if you remember earlier how I said that the game has a funny difficulty curve. Well, on this level, all of the enemies are basically leveled up.
Don't run away!
You're making things worse! I know what you're up to!
There's only one of us soon! I'll break you! I hug you, my son! I'll break you!
I will let them fight it out. So yeah, the thuggish splicers now can throw electricity, or well, not throw, but they have electricity. And I think they'll shock you too if you get too close and hit them. And I don't think the electrobolt works on them anymore because of the fact that they have that now. Anyway, this should still be no problem for us.
I'm on your trail! You stench! Coward!
She's got more health too, like if you...
I'll never stop chasing you! Never! Stop dragging this out and fight me, you bastard!
Like she killed that other splicer,
You have to fight me for her! Quiet!
barely losing any health. Whereas before the upgrade, she would have died to the Houdini splicer quite easily. You don't need to research them again though, even though they've pretty much changed. Let's see, we got pipes, we got lava in the pipes, pretty fancy. I like the look of that. I guess I like massive architecture. Damn, I didn't want to do that. No, I like buildings with substance.
What is... I'm on to you!
Serious. And the leadhead splicer also has the machine. I'm barely doing any damage to it. I can't believe this.
You're only making it worse for yourself! You don't care! You think you can hurt me?
Look at how little damage I'm doing. It's crazy. Let's switch to the end personnel.
For yourself. I'm just lonely. I'm lonely.
Okay, that's a bit better, but I can't afford to use too much of that. Yeah, so the leadhead splicers has gotten an upgrade, and I'm gonna have a lot of trouble with them unless I use more powerful weapons, I guess. Look at that. I mean, it's completely impractical having everything out in the open like that. And quite dangerous too. I mean, imagine this in real life. You get caught into it and you just get ground up.
You can taste it, can't you? Andrew Ryan.
I would prefer not to taste Andrew Ryan, if that's okay with you. Now I'm just wondering if I should switch to more powerful weapons or not. We'll see how we do.
But, oh, my heart.
I still have the stealth.
The grace. My fingers.
I really can't be spending so much of this special ammo. Chemical thrower. I guess that's a clue that you should be using a chemical thrower. Ryan Industries, I think that's his headquarters. Well, I think this is his headquarters. The Great Chain. Got pipes on the floor as well. There's a turret in here somewhere. That should help us against the enemies that will be coming. Ooh, a tape.
Ryan nationalised Fontaine Futuristics. He owns it now, lock, stock and barrel. For the good of the city, he says. He'll break it up in due time, he says. I've resigned from the council and lodged me letter of protest, but that's just pissing in the wind. It'll be war, I say, unless somebody stops Ryan, and right fast.
So yeah, Ryan nationalised Fontaine Futuristics, was it? I never forgot. Yeah. And remember back in Arcadia we heard that tape about how... Or was it the tape or did he just talk to us? How back on the surface the government tried to nationalise his forest and he burnt the forest to the ground. So he's doing the exact same thing that he hated so much. And it's completely unrelated to architecture, but I mean, as intelligent gamers, we might want to ask whether Ryan's philosophies are still correct, even though, you know, it didn't work out for him, or he didn't stick to them. Was it a problem with the ideas, or was it a problem with the person? And I personally think that it's a problem with the ideas. Like, I don't think the ideas would ever have worked. But you know, maybe you disagree, but you know, the idea that the market will fix everything is just not practical, I don't think. Some people will always want to cheat, like Fontaine will want to cheat. And then when Fontaine cheats, Ryan has to cheat to stop him, or has to break the rules to stop him. You know, if one person breaks the rules, then everyone else has to break the rules as well, in a way. You know, otherwise you can't win. I mean, that doesn't mean that you can't have a system with rules, but you know, you need a referee. And what's a referee? A referee is someone who's outside the game, but who makes sure that the people in the game follow the rules. You know, the referee isn't playing the game. And so, you know, in a system, in any system where there are rules, you need someone to enforce them. Otherwise, why would anyone bother following them? And the person enforcing the rules have to be outside of the game, like they're not playing the game. In a way, you know, like the police are allowed to use weapons that civilians are not. Why? Because police are supposed to be enforcing the rules. I mean, I don't know if you think very highly of the police, but that's the idea, right? And again, in capitalism, there are businesses and companies who are playing by the rules to make money, and then somebody has to be outside of that game, making sure they stick to the rules. And I guess that's the government. Again, I don't know if you like that, but I think that in order for it to work, you have to have that. Anyway, enough philosophy for now. So we came into this new area. We were introduced to some upgraded versions of familiar enemies. There's a camera there that I should hack. And
A present. You like, yes?
well, when you put it like that, it's pretty obvious it's a trap, isn't it? Let's hack this. Have I finished? Yeah, I finished.